We got a 1v1 on Finns between two of the best players to ever play this game. Let's see if I can unpause it. We got Sir Louis as Cybran versus Mephy Mistofli as UEF. So strange not to see one of the players use Aeon on this map, which pretty big advantage because it can go on water. But here we'll see both ground forces stay on land. See both players going first land. See the plan, second air for Sir Louis. See them splitting up their P-gens. Not clear what Mephy's going to go second. Not nearly as much planning early on. So I'll keep this zoomed out just so we can see most of the battle. We're going to have multiple things happening at once. So if we look at this map, basically an ocean, a big island, 2 choke points, and also there's 2 small islands with 2 mexes, which are protected by T2 PD, so auroras or other amphibious like a T2. Like Riptides can't really go here, and then there's also T1 anti-air. You want to come here first with air, take out the anti-air, take out the T2 PD, and then you can claim this island for yourself. You see actually Mantis here coming from Sir Louis, so completely skipped the labs, but now we see Mech Marine from Mephy. He decides to retreat. Cannot take on a Mantis. 2 Mech Marines on the other hand could take on a Mantis. Proper micro. See a scout fight, and then you see an NG from Mephy taking these mass, which are very important to take. This Mantis actually gets quite far behind Mephy's base here from Sir Louis. No raiders have made it to Sir Louis' base yet, so very nice Mantis. He starts taking out NGs. It's going to be effective. Now response of Mech Marines. Already 3 kills for this Mantis, and it's just going to keep on rolling through. No radar, still causing lots of damage. You see some Mech Marines for Mephy taking care of things. So 4 kill Mantis for Sir Louis. See the ACUs are about to meet in the middle, and we also see a pretty quick Jester from Sir Louis. He's going to start taking out NGs and Mass Extractors, so a lot of early pressure from Sir Louis into Mephy. And now Sir Louis is going to start retreating against the EAF ACU. Nice micro of the scouts from Mephy. Of course there is a nice Mantis force here. Elsewhere we see still more raiding groups of these Mantis. And the 4 kill Mantis is just sort of hanging out right by the base, taking on flak that that Mephy had to make. We also see T2, very early T2. This is a pillar from Mephy. This is minute 5, so it looks like that was the plan. So early on in terms of the score, pretty big advantage for Sir Louis. Mephy went for the early T2, gave up quite a bit of the map, quite a bit of raiding, absolutely no raiding from Mephy, and he did take quite a bit of punishment both from the Jesters, and we see the 2 Jesters taking over the 2 islands for Sir Louis. And now Mephy will retreat into the water. See the plans for the 2 players, no air at all from Mephy yet, so that's kind of strange. And nice push. There are some T2 units. These pillars are very good against T1. See some NGs going sideways. So Sir Louis is going to claim these 2 islands. So having one of these islands is the same as upgrading one of your T1 mass extractors to T2. So it looks like there are some numbers for Sir Louis here, but he has to be careful. We also see a shield coming in. And a nice raiding force from Sir Louis coming in to take out some NGs and a radar from Mephy. See these Jesters from Sir Louis still not dead. 8 kills for one, 5 kills for the other. I'll look for things to kill. Could take out that Hydro, pretty big power loss. Nice to see a T2 flak here. I'll take care of things. Only sees a little bit of T1 flak. Elsewhere we see this T2 force from Mephy really pushing Sir Louis back. He also has some hoplites at this point. It's minute 9. See, this raiding party was successful, took out some mass extractors. About to take another. These jesters just continue to dominate. 11 kills, 1 kill for this other one. Wasn't able to take out the Hydra. It's left at 16 health. And now it looks like Mephy will push, avoid the ACU, push on the opposite side of Sir Louis' base, so we can see nice control of 2 different armies. And now the jesters run into some T2 flags. So tragic. Those jesters are dead. This should be trouble for Sir Louis. He will pull all of his forces back. He is spamming hoplites really hard at this point. And Mephy moves in. But he really has to be very quick about it, because retreating forces from Sir Louis are going to provide enough firepower to take down the shield. There is a loss of some mass extractors, not really much other losses. We see that Sir Louis does not have too much power built, although he does have nice eco. So there appeared that the 2 forces from Mephy being split were not able to take a unified force from Sir Louis. A little slow with that attack, although I shouldn't question. So now it looks like it was a very successful counter from Mephy. He has taken a lot of the map, taken control of his side. See a lot of dead mass extractors on Sir Louis' side. Of course, Sir Louis does have these 2 islands claimed for himself. Now Mephy should be careful with his ACU. You also see some T2 air from Sir Louis. I'll run into some T2 flak as well as T1 air from Mephy. And now Mephy sitting at 28 kills. Goes into the ocean. See, the Sir Louis commander has 0 kills at this point, so really nice micro from Mephy. Yeah, and now we see that Sir Louis has to rebuild some of his power. Really need much more power to support both T2 air and T2 ground. Not a lot of wreckage. You see the ACU is cleaning it all up. Still haven't seen any mass extractors being upgraded. Not surprising. This is minute 14. Interesting not to see any mongoose from Mephy. He's going strictly with pillars. They are outranged by these hoplites. See Mephy split up his force. Gonna take out some mass extractors and keep just enough by his ACU to keep Sir Louis from expanding up. It definitely looks like an advantage at this point for Mephy on this mainland. If he could break through this force here and take out these mass extractors. It's a judgment for him, however, how many units he wants to keep by his ACU. Now at this point he should just move. And now it appears Sir Louis is going pretty hard into this T2 force from Mephy. The Mantis are very powerful in close quarters, but Mephy's going to pull his other force back. So an important move from Sir Louis prevented Mephy from expanding and attacking the other mass extractors on the other side. And now Mephy has to retreat. Left quite a bit of wreckage, a lot of T2 here. So Mephy should probably come back and grab a few of these wrecks. We see actually the T2 factory from Mephy going T3. It's minute 17. Now Mephy with 38 kills begins retreating. 1 kill for Sir Louis at this point. He's got a nice mass field for himself. If you look at the reclamation numbers, 7,000 reclaimed for Sir Louis, 3.5 for Mephy, so a huge advantage. A lot of it came from here. Still quite a bit left. That looks like a T2 mass extractor, first one of the game from Sir Louis. Could use all this mass to do that. In terms of air, we actually see some domination from Sir Louis. Definitely has much more than Mephy. Mephy does have some T2 flags, so it shouldn't be too much problem for him. Now we see Mephy actually upgrading from, he's got 41 kills, so it's T1 to T2 engineering most likely. He could also be thinking about getting the gun versus all his T2. Some T2 gunships from Sir Louis. Not going to be effective against land forces, however. Now we see this T1 PD from Sir Louis is going to get taken out by some arty. From Mephy is going to move in on the side. You see the force here from Sir Louis. He's got hoplites. He does have some rhinos as well, some laser tanks, some stealth fields, and some T2 flak, as well as Mantis, of course. And we see now some T3 units, some Titans coming in from Mephy, as well as some shields, some flak, some pillars. So a nice mix of units for both players. And now we see these T2 gunships from Sir Louis coming up around. You must have realized that only one interceptor here with 3 kills from Mephy, and now this Hydro finally gets taken out with sitting at 16 health the whole game. And a lot of his P-gens are going to get taken out from Mephy. It's a big loss for Mephy. You need a lot of power to support T3. Now we're going to see some T2 flag come out, take care of the situation. But a big power loss. So if we look at Mephy's eco now, he's going to be good. His power is going to be down pretty drastic. He's got about a negative 200 deficit. And now at the same time, we see Sir Louis making a push with his T2. He's going to run into some Titans. These Titans will be vulnerable versus overcharge. We just saw that from Sir Louis. Second kill is a Titan with this ACU, and now he's going to push back. Mephy should be careful. We also see a T2 point defense, however, from Mephy, so Sir Louis probably won't be pushing. We see the other force from Mephy. Mephy always has his 2 armies, while Sir Louis has basically had his army in one unit. Well, here we see him splitting it. You see a lot of the T2 actually going to the left, and a lot of the T1 going with the commander. If we look at the reclamation numbers, 10,000 now for Sir Louis, 6.5, and you still see this power deficit for Mephy. And now he's got this small force of T2 is just going to get ran over. A massive T2 force from Sir Louis. Perhaps going T3 this early was a mistake. We see a Percy from Mephy. This situation could be really bad. He's just getting his power back, so he's just getting his radar. So now he's going to see this massive force coming in. And a single Percy is not going to do much against all this T2. So that's a very bad situation for Mephy. Going T3, losing a lot of power, doesn't really have a force to fight with. A few of these Titans didn't really pay off. And now we see Mephy's base is just going to get demolished. And the rest of these Titans, 4 kills for one, 3 for the other, going to get put down by the T2 force. Mephy at 49 kills, going into the pond. And concedes the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this one.